There are almost 107 different dragon species in the world of How to Train Your Dragon, but I bet that most of you guys only know about the biggest and most powerful dragons. Do you have any idea about the smallest dragons in the world of How to Train Your Dragon? Today, we're talking about the 10 smallest dragons, and we'll go from the biggest among them to the tiniest dragons you guys have ever seen. Starting off at number 10 with the Triple Strike, which is one of the most dangerous and fascinating dragons in the How to Train Your Dragon world. This guy fully earns its reputation as a top-tier strike class predator. It appeared in Dragon's Race to the Edge, and later in School of Dragons, and every time it shows up, it feels like bad news for anything standing in its way. Its size is around 40 to 45 feet. Its weight is estimated at 3,500 to 4,000 pounds, which gives it a heavy armored presence without making it slow. This dude has strong, wide wings, with a wingspan close to 60 feet, and its wing flaps are powerful and sharp. But the most iconic feature is its tail, which splits into 3 separate venomous whips, each ending in a stinger. Each tail can strike independently, which makes dodging almost impossible. The Triple Strike uses its scorpion-like pincers on its front limbs to grab and restrain enemies, while sending venom strikes with its tail. Each stinger has different toxins ranging from paralysis to extreme pain, which allows it to take down prey quickly without wasting energy. It also uses intimidation displays like tail rattling and aggressive postures to scare off threats before a fight even begins. This dragon is highly intelligent, highly adaptable, and extremely efficient. Running into a Triple Strike in the wild would be a very bad day, because once it decides to attack, there's usually no escape. At number 9 is the Snow Wraith. It looks strange at first, but becomes more interesting the longer it's observed. This dragon appears in the How to Train Your Dragon universe through Dragon's Race to the Edge, and is later featured in School of Dragons. It's not one of the largest dragons, but it's also not small. The Snow Wraith is around 28 to 32 feet in length and about 12 to 14 feet tall. Its weight is estimated at roughly 2,000 pounds, while its wingspan reaches close to 50 feet. The Snow Wraith has a very distinct appearance. Its colors are mostly icy white, pale blue, and light gray, which allow it to blend perfectly in snowy skies and frozen environments. Small spikes and rough textures cover its body, including the chest, tail, and head. One of its coolest features is the hard ridge that runs through the head and exits under the chin, which looks almost like a piece of frozen bone stuck to its face. And the craziest thing is this dragon uses frost-based attacks instead of fire. It shoots clusters of snow and ice projectiles that spread out in different directions, making it hard to dodge. At number 8, we have the Light Fury. The Light Fury first appeared in How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, and she stood out right away. She's basically the Night Fury's cousin, but with a much brighter look. Her color is pure white, with soft blue and pink reflections that change depending on the light. Sometimes she almost looks like she's glowing. An adult Light Fury is about 22 feet long, around 6 feet tall, and weighs roughly 1,600 pounds. Compared to most dragons, that's pretty small. She has smooth wings with a wide wingspan that allows fast, silent flight. She lives in hidden areas like the Hidden World, far away from humans. Her main power is her cloaking ability, where she flies through her own plasma blast and becomes nearly invisible. It also fires explosive plasma shots strong enough to destroy ships. Honestly, this dragon feels like something straight out of a fairy tale. The next one is the Gronckle, which is one of the most lovable dragons in How to Train Your Dragon, even though it looks like it should not be able to fly at all. This dragon belongs to the Boulder class and appears throughout the franchise, including the series Riders of Berk and Race to the Edge. A Gronckle is a medium-sized dragon measuring around 14 feet long and standing about 8 feet tall. It's extremely heavy for its size, weighing over 5,000 pounds, which explains its thick round body and short stubby legs. Its wingspan is roughly 18 feet, and even though the wings are small, they flap incredibly fast, allowing the Gronckle to move sideways and even fly backward. Gronckles come in many colors, such as gray, brown, blue, green, purple, and beige, often with darker bumps across their skin. These rocky textures help them blend into cliffs, caves, and forests where they usually live. Their most famous ability is their firepower. Gronckles eat rocks and minerals, which they melt inside their bodies and then shoot out as molten lava fireballs. These attacks are slow but extremely destructive and can smash stone and armor easily. Gronckles also use their weight in combat by belly flopping or crashing down onto enemies. They're not fast, but they are tough, stubborn, and hard to take down. Despite their grumpy look, they're loyal and surprisingly gentle. At number 6, we have the Speed Stinger. It's described as the velociraptor of the dragon world, which is extremely intelligent and cunning. This guy first appeared in Dragon's Riders of Berk and later in Defenders of Berk. The Speed Stinger is usually dark green or brown, which helps it blend into forests and jungles. It's about 14 to 16 feet long and around 4 feet tall, and weighs roughly as much as a human. It has no wings at all, so flying is not happening. Instead, it has long, muscular legs built purely for speed. This is the fastest land dragon in How to Train Your Dragon, and it lives in dense jungle areas. Speed Stingers hunt in packs and use teamwork to trap prey. Their tail ends in a venomous barb that can paralyze almost instantly. They fight by surrounding targets, stinging them and letting the venom do the work. At number 5, we have the Smothering Smokebreath. It's a small, mystery-class dragon introduced in the DreamWorks How to Train Your Dragon franchise. Its color is usually gray or dark charcoal, which fits its smoky nature. It's about 6 feet long and 2 feet tall, and weighs roughly 140 pounds. It has small wings that allow hovering and short controlled flights, but it's not built for speed or long travel. Smokebreaths live in caves, cliffs, and dark areas, where smoke helps them hide. They don't breathe fire at all. Instead, they release thick black smoke that blocks vision and fills the air. They fight by confusing enemies, cutting off escape routes, and attacking while hidden. And the enemies slowly die through suffocation, panic, and complete disorientation. Getting caught by these guys feels like getting lost in fog, except the fog once you're gone. At number 4, we have the Terrible Terror. It's the smallest of the dragons, but it doesn't mean it's the least dangerous. You know it's about to breathe fire when you hear a small hissing sound. But the interesting thing is, you can tame it with a shiny object. These dragons appeared in the very first How to Train Your Dragon movie and became iconic instantly. They usually come in bright colors like red, green, blue, and yellow, which honestly makes them look cute, until they attack. A Terrible Terror is about 6 feet long, around 1 foot tall, and weighs only 20 pounds. They have small wings that allow quick jumps, short flights, and fast landings. Terrible Terrors live near human settlements, cliffs, and forests. Their fire breath is small but incredibly accurate. They fight by swarming enemies and aiming for weak spots like eyes, faces, and hands. At number 3, we have the Hobgobbler. It's a small mystery and stoker class dragon that first appeared in How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Hobgobblers are usually brown, orange, or gray, and look round and goofy. They're around 3 feet long, 1 foot tall, and weigh around 55 pounds. They have tiny wings that allow slow, clumsy flight. Hobgobblers live in caves and scavenger areas where food is everywhere. They'll eat almost everything, and even metal rocks and weapon supplies are not safe from these guys. They can destroy ships, Viking houses, gobber, and anything in their way if they attack in groups. At number 2, we have the Night Terror and its subspecies. It's slightly larger than Smothering Smokebreaths and Terrible Terrors, but still considered a small dragon. These dragons appeared in Dragon's Race to the Edge. Night Terrors are black and glossy, making them hard to see at night. Each one is about 3 feet long, less than 1 foot tall, and weigh under 14 pounds. They have strong wings for their size and can fly extremely fast in groups. Night Terrors live in cliffs and hidden caves. Their main tactic is swarming together to form the illusion of a giant dragon. They fight by overwhelming enemies from all directions. Honestly, fighting these guys feels like being attacked by a living shadow. At number 1, we have the Pricklebogle. This dragon appeared in School of Dragons and the book series. It's usually green or brown and covered in tiny spikes. It's only a few inches long and weighs almost nothing. Some versions have tiny wings, while others cannot fly. Pricklebogles live near larger dragons because they're protected. Their main power is healing. They can heal wounds, cure venom, and restore strength. Because of this, powerful dragons defend them fiercely. When someone harms a Pricklebogle, they bring the swarm of massive dragons. This tiny guy is proof that being important is more dangerous than being big. And that brings us to the end of the list. Tell us about which of these incredible dragons impressed you the most.